Greetings, family. This is Bomani Tyehimba, and we're live on Revolutionary Cam. And I'm here with my good brother, Mass Kwesi. Greetings, brother. How are you?
I'm good today, brother. Good this morning, man. Loving
Yes,
Atlanta.
yes, yes, man. It's been a wonderful weekend, man.
Wow.
We've been promoting our Repatriation brand, now, letting people know about all the opportunities and connecting to Africa. So appreciate you just being out there with me, just out there marketing, hitting the parks, especially the
Malcolm X Festival.
The Malcolm X Fest,
Went out
right
there,
in the
we
West
saw
End.
some beautiful sights, beautiful women, a ton of food. You know, they had.
As a matter of fact, family, it's going on right now, part 2, which
Part
is
2
Sunday,
today.
where we're gonna go back out and check it out for a little bit.
I've been doing street team marketing, man. I went back to the roots. I had to come to Atlanta, Africa for the Africans, man. I was out passing out flyers. I had my bag. It took me back in the days, networking with people. A lot of people knew, as soon as they saw him, he brought a lot of people over there, man. Very well respected. That was beautiful to be able to see that, man. Many people from across many different, idea schools of thought and things like that, and out there having businesses, doing commerce, man. It was just a wonderful experience. Artwork and sculptures, and they had the whole drum. We did some video, man. I'm trying to explain every detail, but it was great.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we did a few videos out. We'll just I'll do my best to get them out between tonight and tonight. Sometime today, basically. But literally, man, that was a perfect connection, and one of the most important things that you saw at the Malcolm X Fest was literally, the African presence, as far as whether it's people wearing, some level of African clothing, or you've seen artifacts for sale.
Yes.
And then when you look at performance and things like that, you see it in the performance, and then you definitely see it in the drumming. I got some great drumming footage, with some nice dancing, brother. So we're gonna
bring it out.
I don't want to embarrass myself, so I won't even mess with that. But
this came over from Ghana, right?
Yeah, absolutely, it's for marketing purpose.
See that? It's beautiful.
Yeah, people come in there like,
piece of the culture
like,
here.
no, this is for marketing purpose.
Yeah.
Just like some of the other artifacts you have from other places, but which you usually end up just giving away. That's why you don't see a whole bunch in the house.
Right. Right. Yes.
And because your goal is when you get back to the continent, you're gonna get more and more. But those are some of the things that we talk about, family. The Africa connection, as we titled this one, we talk about specifically Gambia Ghana connection, and that's what we're doing, family. We're just connecting across all different parts of Africa and connecting to the diaspora. And that festival, us moving around, is to do that and bridge the connection. So one of the things that I appreciate Brother Kwesi for doing, for just being a strong man. I remember this. You're in the world of we all traveling, we all in the same world together. Repatriation, investment, doing business in Africa.
Yeah.
Which is the main thing I want to tell you. And you and I was having a conversation. I was like, you have basically mastered how it is to live and do business in Africa. Because people, that's one of the questions you ask people, like, how you gonna make a living in Africa? Number one, if you're like 65 years old and you just work to where you have all those things from the system, you're good.
You're retirement.
But you're obviously not 65 years old unless you just are very youthful.
Yeah, I'm 65.
For real.
I'm 650.
But what you have done is literally do what I tell people the art is. You're in Africa and you use the American clientele or the business system that you have lived in. We all live in America. So make that system work for yourself too, whether you have something online or whether a lot of your customers are from America. Like in our case, almost everyone is from this side of the world.
Well, this was the idea. We're here in America, right?
Right.
And I come from a rough background, single parent at home. When I had 3 sisters in house. My brother over me, Mark, I did a video. He was killed. Him and my older brother was out the house already. So I was in the house with 3 girls. So around 12, I was like, I have to get out the house. So I started hanging out on the streets, and I did that for a long period of time. And it was nothing but murder and mayhem, straight up. And dropped out of middle school. I didn't, so 29, I decided to change my life. I had enough sense to see all of the chaos and things in there. And I went to Atlanta, and I got married there. I stayed married for a very long time there, raised a family. And I must say that anytime I see a brother, I see a picture with you and your son over there.
Right.
And so you represent, you know, him as a little boy, and now he's big, and you're doing. And I raised a family here in Atlanta, 5 children here. You know, I tell all I tell everybody, I seen all of my children born, and I have 9 children. Okay, so you know, I've seen all of my children born. Have taken care of every one of my children. You know, from changing their diapers, going to the hospital, going to doctor's appointments. You know what I mean? My first, children I raised here, every single doctor appointment, because I work from home. You understand what I mean?
Right.
Taking them to school. The routine was get up in the morning, get them ready for school, take them to school, come back home and work on the computer. You know what I mean? And then go pick them up after the school, get them. And then I did that for many years. People don't know that. But at the same time, I was running a business, and a multinational business that I built in Atlanta, a financial service business. I've worked with the Internal Revenue Service for 20 years as an ERO. And that requires a federal background check. You have to make sure. So a lot of these people don't understand that in your background, you coming from a military, you're not talking about people that were working in, just blue collar jobs, dead end jobs that, went over there and got themselves in over their head. We both worked at a high level of, organization and discipline as far as business. We get up and we live this. I mean, we don't have time. We're not watching TV or have idle time like that. But, in any case, after being here and working within the system and going through the same challenges we all go through, I said, let me go over to Africa and see if it is what it is. And when I got off the plane, I saw this was somewhere I wanted to be. And then this was 7 years ago, and I got married there, established myself, went through all of the learning curve there. And I was able to train a lot of people because I had my business going here. I began to outsource my business over there. I set up an office, and I was training them everything from QuickBooks, building websites, database, contact management systems, like I've showed you. Very complex, they're not really complex systems. These are all trade systems. And,
right.
We can't send our children to the university. That's the thing. However, I went over there and trained them to prepare them for the repat market when it comes. And I would tell them at that time, I was like, hey, people aren't coming over now, but there's going to be a time when people come, and we're going to funnel them through these systems. Now, these systems were lead capturing pages, pages, financial investment pages where they can go and set up those type of things. And then it happened. It happened in a major way. Those systems were able to generate millions of dollars in activity. I showed this man here. I showed people a little bit in the past, all done, 3.5 years ago, before everything was pretty much burnt down about 18 months ago. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah. There in the Gambia. However, on the flip side of that, during that time, we had tremendous support from the community. The first situation I was in, it didn't work out. I went to another situation that worked out for the system that I created, that I put together. It's a whole community-based system. Anybody can go look at it, investrelocateafrica.com. It's been a little bit idle. However, it's enough there for you to see that it was a system that was a well thought out and system. Diaspora communities, career path opportunities, vacation property rental investment, and providing housing and employment for repats. It's a no-brainer system, but you have to be able to put it together, and that's what we did. And we had the team in place there that was able to execute and have all those properties together to a multi-million-dollar level. And it was senselessly, brought to a halt.
Well, so I know it sounds like a quick start end, but this is over a period of time. This has happened. But the key point of what you have set up is how you survive, because when these things happen to people, it just, they collapse, they fall apart.
Right.
So I'm also just explaining to people that those who survive in Africa are those who are literally putting themselves in a position where they use all the talents and skills that they have, and work in a framework to where you're building a system in Africa. Because number one thing you're doing is employing people, right? Have you not done that?
Yeah, we've employed over 20.
And that's what I'm talking about. Is like
Over
when I even talk about our program as far as this Africa for the Africans and us connecting to Africa and creating business and building business, and this is the foundation. So you're no longer coming like one of the biggest mistakes people make in this movement. And I'll get right to their questions and things like that. Is they literally move and think that they're gonna start business and start things that they never start in their life right there, But I've looked at what you have done from when you were right here in Atlanta, like before you even moved to Ghana.
Right.
I mean, moved to Gambia, right? And been in the continent. You literally just transformed the same system and then took it to another level to where you're hiring local people, and then now you have a situation where you can just even make it more profitable.
I mean, going into if you're coming over, we have to work together. We can't do it the same way. And like I said, I've watched you before I went over there. So you're someone that I was looking at. And we're talking about 8 or 9 years ago, and now you're still here. I'm still here. We have a track record. We're not going anywhere. And I think our people don't recognize. I think a lot of people recognize, but then you have those challenges where you have people who are distractors. We're definitely going around people that don't share our same cultural experiences and background. Being from U.S., there's other black foreign nationals there that we have to amongst ourselves. We have all of this. These differences, these cultural differences, where we're from, what state we're from, and, differences between the sexes. And then, when we go to other countries, not only do we have the natives there that we have to deal with these challenges with, we have other black diasporas that we have to deal with the challenge with as well. But at the base, if we're not securing ourselves in terms of food, clothing, and shelter, in terms of, import, we should be producing, we should be developing land projects collectively, right. Like Bomani. He has a very well thought out and proven system of community build. And, that I'm supporting Bomani. So when I come, that's where I'm going to be, because I've sat here and I've seen, and I see what he's done, and he has a track record. So, it's fine. I might do something other places as well, but I'm not going to go over there and it's going to be through this network, because that's what I did in Gambia. I produced the network where people come through and be treated right. But a lot of people came and they want to do things on their own. And I see people get way overcharged for it at a high level. I wasn't just there, with a little shop I was sharing with you. I was already, when I went and I started working with the first lady I started with, I went with a team of people. I already had a team in place. I was already straight. We were doing business, and my people in the Gambia, they're interacting, and they're currently interacting with people in about maybe 30 states. My business, I have so and I have a large network here. I have one of my good friends. She went out to Toledo, and I used to be in Toledo. I had an apartment out there, and we had an event center. And my friend there, good friend of mine, Jesse Lockridge, his brothers, he's a master. He's a martial artist. He's a master. And he has 64 brothers and sisters. Wow. So they have the whole city of Toledo, man. They be roller skating and everything, man. We had a lot of friends out there. But, like we shared the same experience with Delta. You've been a part of the Delta family and community here for decades, as myself. So you're not talking about people who've been locked into the 9-to-5 job, and those you had a job. However, you was able to travel apparently all over the world.
Absolutely, man.
This is pinned out where everywhere this brother been around the world. This brother have a world. When your mind is open, you're not small-minded.
That represents 6 continents and 35 countries.
6 continents, 35 countries,
all over the place. Like at one point, I was just on the road. But that's for like 2 straight decades of 3 different business dealing with travel from military.
That's there
to from Navy, not military, from specifically from Navy to airline access to flight benefits to doing your own tourism business where you've literally just travel to to at least 10 countries alone with that energy.
And that's amazing.
So that's so even if you just said 10 10 10, that's giving the people an idea
while taking care of raising the son.
Yes, and that's the age, from the age of just literally just 18 to early 40s.
Okay.
And you literally just taking advantage of opportunities, and what you're doing is you're building a brand for what we're looking to do long term, because one of the key things we talk about is generational wealth, and still sticking to the subject of just those of us who create business or practice form of group economics can make it there, and then you're tying in you're creating business opportunities for people there in the country.
It's huge.
Those of us who do those things are the ones who survive in repatriation.
I'll say we're the new leaders. We're the leaders of the new world. The world is changing. Everybody see that. All the systems that they put in place, all of that's failing. America's seen its heyday, it's seen its glory. Now it's coming down. So Africa has always been, the producer of everything that the world needs to function. And the only people that have not had an opportunity in our history that we know that's been able to produce something as far as a nation is the black man and woman in the U.S. We cannot sit back and say, hey, we're gonna share your achievements, brother white man, and they give us the behind the kiss. Those are their achievements. What have we done? What have we achieved outside of a Black Wall Street, which they have burned down, and they burnt many Black Wall Streets, and they continue to burn it with their educational system that we continue to buy into. All of their product and their consumerism that we continue to buy into. And then Africa is always the last resort for us, because they gave us such a perverted and backwards view of it, because it produces everything that we need to function in this society. So we're looking backward. We're like, we don't want Africa, but all the gold's there, all the diamond there, all the cobalt there. As far as beauty, Africa is probably every other continent it came from Africa. That's the root of civilization. So, in that being said, you talked about sustaining yourself over there.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you have a fixed income, there's a program for you. You understand what I'm saying? Don't do it by yourself. Get with Bomani. If you guys are coming to Gambia, get with me. This is free knowledge. I was getting $80 for 30 minutes consultations, which was well worth it. With my last business partner there, anytime that I move out, do things in a major way. Millions of dollars. That's how I operate. I don't operate with just doing things in a small way. So in any case, there's still a lot of opportunity that's there on the continent that we can come together and empower each other, and community build, because we have to be able to protect our assets. We don't want everybody dispersed. 48 laws of power. One of the laws is to concentrate your forces, bring it together in the community model. We can also do other things, but let's go with brothers that are showing, integrity and showing that they have a track record of producing.
Yes, absolutely, brother, and that's the key to you make it in Africa, family. Literally, you have to be able to just have these things planned out for a long time, because even so on, it takes more time. Because think about you creating a business there, and you're in a certain economy in the Gambia where people are not going to be spending kind of money on that service. But then if you're doing it to where you have your all of your staff members in your office set up, and then you got customers just living in different countries, America, Europe, whatever, you're literally just getting American dollars, local in Africa, and you can make the time more flexible and things like that. So I've listened to how you have made your move from here to there, and the whole time thinking, I'm like, this man has his stuff organized, or he'll be like having like some GoFundMe or charity, or say helpkwesiboy.com.
Oh, you know what? You gotta do a giver between the taker. I mean,
and then you show me your home where you live. I'm like, you've done well, and you have organized yourself.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing I'm looking to do myself, looking to just get things established to where once I move over, you have things in place, you have business already going and things like that.
You're doing a hell of a job for that.
We embarrass ourselves when we go to the country and we fail. But the thing of it is it's nothing to be embarrassed about. It's just things that are rough and it happens. It's like you go to a country and say you pay 2 years of rent in the country of Ghana, and say you pay like $500 a month. Now that's end up being $6,000 a year, and you paid up for 2 years. That's $12,000. And then the end of that 2 years, You just don't even have either whether it's 6,000 for 1 year or 12,000 for the 2 years, because the business and the plans and all the things that you organized, it failed, or it just didn't work out because you just think you're just gonna make a move into this country and just set things up and things are gonna work out for you, or you get into a situation where your social security just is done. It's like the system come up with a situation say no more SS or things like that. So now you have to think about do we have land? Can you're gonna have to just take it to another level, as people keep on saying about all these things going on where maybe not saying that the world is coming to an end, but you see a certain change and you see that sustainability is the business, and you see. So what I'm telling people is practice group economics and your repatriation. That is the key to you making it and things like that. And literally sticking to the people that you're moving with. Connect with the right folks locally and build certain relationship, because it does take time. And then and then literally just
we'll answer everybody's questions.
Yeah, literally just any last thing you want to say before we just look through these things?
It's much to talk about, but and this is one thing that we need. I'll tell you what, I'm right now in my house as we speak. I just told Bomani it's 15 people.
It's a very big house
because we have one property that we just downsized from, and we're gonna move into another property. So. But we do everything together. So if we have to go out and move something, we don't have to depend on nobody. Look at my videos. I never roll by myself. I have a team of people, and I have a large family in the Gambia because I integrated into the family, and that's your best protection, because there's so much going on, and getting with brothers like myself and Bomani, and who have proven track records. Anybody that have any questions for me, I just want to make sure everyone's clear that. Me and my former business partner, Art Kathy, has been proven to have a legitimate operation. And by now, everyone should know that, everything was a farce. Everything was just conjured up and put together out of, pure hate and competition and attempt to grab market share. I'm going to turn this off so this is not ringing over here, okay? But that's my sister. She's on.
All right, family. Our brothers is gonna take care of something, and our brother, son of Africa, appreciate your energy, and you have a question for our brother Kwesi, which is perfect. So we're gonna get him to answer the questions, and the key thing, family, is put that organized plan together, and let's make more moves to Africa and become successful, and show the world that we can just do group economics and good business together. And for those who things may not have worked out, literally the best thing to do is connect with others and just pull your energy and your resources together. That's the best thing I can recommend based on my decade and a half plus travel across Africa and being in this repatriation world. Just my brother. So we got Son of Africa got a question, and this is his question.
You can send me an email at kwesiboyd@yahoo.com, but if I can just break it down for you, we want to be able to go and do that together if we can. If not, we want to just make sure that the land is actually clear through the proper the Gambian officials.
Right.
And we do that. I'm gonna be working with Bomani. We're gonna come up with a whole plan. I've already came up with a plan. So you have to go to, Brikama City Council and make sure that the land's clear. That's easy for us to do. Hit me, kwesiboyd@yahoo.com. But we want to build communities together.
Yeah, and that's the key thing I mentioned.
That's the key thing, because when you buy your house, remember, wherever you get it at, you don't know nobody around there, do you? So how much you gonna invest into that house? You got to buy a lot of stuff. You got to buy cement. You got to buy sand. You got to buy tiles, right? You got to buy the tools and everything. You got to buy the wood so they can do. You got to buy the metal, and all that's going to be sitting out there. And you're going to have, even if you get a watchman, that's the man you have. You need a watchman for the watchman, like casino. You need a watchman for the watchman, and then they're not going to be watching. And then guess who's going to be watching? The people that's building the house over there. So your solar panel is going to end up missing. Your light. You sent the money for them to buy all the windows for your house on Tuesday, Wednesday in the morning, they're not there.
Now, are you making this stuff up, or
No, I'm
literally
not
this is
making it
things
up.
based on experience and knowledge?
Yeah, you
And
can
just
ask
being
people.
out
People
there.
go through all of that. I mean,
Yeah, I can confirm that. Yeah, I know personally these things happen.
Listen, coming,
So
back
that's
in the
why
day,
we're doing the community we're doing. That's why you don't hear me talking about I'm getting up and moving.
I remember back in the 80s in our projects in New Haven, Connecticut, right? They were coming out there and they were building the project, so they had the containers out there with the lock. They put a lock on them, like a container, but they have all the equipment in it, and they put a lock out there, right, on the container. You don't live around here. They cut that container open. Okay, so white people came out here and left all this stuff in the container with a vulnerable lock on it. That lock, and it wasn't even us that did it. It was some dudes from the other hood. I ain't gonna put y'all hood out there, but y'all was one up on that one. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and put your house over there. People have the horror stories, man, and I've seen it. I've seen,
and
people,
that's why we're doing this Gambia Ghana connection.
Oh, go ahead, peace.
where we literally helping people make a move, because you have a track record of literally connecting people, because before all of these people I've seen in Gambia, you were there.
Right.
That's one thing I noticed through the whole equation that you were there for a while.
People
and then,
came there for 1 week,
and then you're still there, and you're still there strong. And like I've mentioned, you don't have no GoFundMe or SaveQuesiBoy.com.
Listen, I'm gonna get one. I need some money. Y'all giving up free money to hypocrites? Dad, give it to the brothers that's doing something, man. Let us go get a meal, son, and eat a happy meal. You know what I'm saying? Let us be happy. But I seen people just support, and I mean, support. People come over here 1 week because they made all of this confusion, and they were supported, of course, because they couldn't do that, and our people just gravitated towards the wrong thing. And I mean, it was just a perfect storm. It was a lot going on, but at the end of the day, the option was disastrous. Before everyone came, it was glorious. When we were building everything and I was working with the Gambian family, we were operating at full productivity, putting your investments and everything where it was supposed to go, 100%. We didn't need any of the money. We were, me and my former business partner, as I said, from day one, I told everybody, hey, this lady, which was the absolute truth, gave me all the money. She was going to do her own situation. She came over there for the first time to experience Africa. This is the first time she hit the continent. She had her own network. We just leveraged it through YouTube, and it got to an ugly place that it didn't have to go, because it was nothing but good coming out there outside of some rhetoric.
Well, that's what they do, brother. They just
QuesiBoy@yahoo.com. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna do things the right way.
There you go, man. So family, once the smoke clear, or when the smoke clear, or whatever the situation, family, those who are standing, you got to question yourself. So we're here as survivors, as warriors, just like in the days of Marcus Garvey. They try to destroy the movement, but what we have learned is we have learned from history, and we have learned to put ourselves in a strong position, and now we're gonna just get stronger. All these people have done. The haters do this motivation. Appreciate all the people who show consistent love and loyalty to this repatriation movement, and those of us that are fighting and doing our best in the different countries to make sure that we have proper representation and connection in all parts of Africa.
Yes.
Because it's a serious diplomatic move. I mean, and the only way you earn your salary, or I earn my salary, or make a move, is by the business that we have earned, built, and make it work. So unless you're getting some free money, you need to tell me about it so I can get some free money, because
we need to be able to access free money. But
but I'm saying, I'm asking you, are you getting free money?
Oh no. I guess you got to be a hypocrite to get free money. So
obviously, if you're surviving and you're working and things like that. So that's what I'm telling people, family.
That's the strategy.
Those of us that's in this business, even with the COVID-19 and this pandemic and that situation, we are here surviving as business people, because number one, we're dedicated to the future of our children and the future of our people, and we want to see our people properly connected and repatriate and live and do business in the different countries. And we have a list of different countries we have mentioned to people that we know we're going to just be connected. And even right there in West Africa, it's just a bunch of them alone right there. Big ups to my good brother Goham. That's that Sierra Leone connection. Then you have Liberia, Gambia,
Mhm.
Ghana,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
and that's some nice connections right there. So think
It's
about
beautiful.
the fact if we're doing operations to where when you build your factory, and because I know it's coming, all the things that you're doing, you're gonna expand, and the same thing with us. So when you build your factory, and then now we need to do import, export, and trade. Now I'm a Navy personnel, so you're thinking about ships and moving cargo.
Right.
The same thing in Garvey days now, except with ships and just him having that vision. Because you're talking about the majority of the world is water. So if you need to move, you can. The air is free, and but it's very expensive. But we need to use more of those routes to where we move our cargo and things like that. So I'm letting people know that when I talk about connection, I'm talking about connection like import, export, business, enterprise, and things like that. Hopefully nothing is going on. And the reason why we have to do that, because literally when we're in countries where these are economic opportunities, and you have to be realistic. No one is going to sit around and wait for us to create these things. Who's going to come? The Chinese, the Indians, the Lebanese, other groups, which have been coming, because I've been to the Gambia, just like you've been to Ghana. We've been to some of the same countries, and we have seen some of the same colonizers and neo-colonizers that are coming in, and they've established things. And then some people may be frustrated and upset with them, but I'm just saying that it's what it is. I'm not here to.
Needed, man,
I'm not here to just be, to say the worst things about them, because that's not the situation. The situation is those opportunities. Since we didn't take advantage of those opportunities, and we're not marketing and positioning ourselves, other people are taking advantage of it, and they're just literally taking over the entire continent. And a situation where now it's not by force, it's by economics. It's by
this is what I saw when I went to Senegal. Right. You guys check my channel. I'll go hard Gambia. And we'll answer any questions are allowed. What so
yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if she can put it there.
Let them load it up.
As long as it's making sense, we want to answer.
Yeah, family. I load up your questions and we're gonna go through them.
But when I went into a store in Senegal, beautiful store owned by the Indians. Beautiful store. They had all types of goods and things in there, food goods and household goods and things in there lined up. But at every row, they had a Gambian. Not a Gambian, a Senegalese standing at the beginning of every row, and I was like, "This is kind of weird." Like, it just don't.
They want the people to watch their own people.
You're watching your own people, and then it's like kind of like they're like, I don't want to say slaves. I don't want to say that, but we are slaves to this financial, social, economic, educational system, ideological system that we're living in the West that has produced nothing for us. But what you see from the youth in Chicago and our young people with no future. All right?
Right, brother, right.
We can't build nothing here. It's already built up to be a prison for us. It's nice here. It's beautiful here. We can build, when you go through Senegal to Gambia and you ride it, you see so much land, you say, hey, a whole Manhattan can fit over there. Woo! And that's just in one place. We could come make our own place that don't have no guns. There's no guns over here. So you can actually, the little bit of time we have on this planet, we can actually experience our fathers, our mothers, our brothers, our sisters, without having them fall a victim to someone else's plan, which is wholesale death in our community.
Yes, absolutely, brother. The key thing you mentioned, man, is land. So when I'm always mentioning to people that we have new technology, so what you do is do fresh development. People have these fresh from the ground up. Fresh infrastructure, and the main reason why you're doing that is you're looking to be more sustainable, because let's be real with people. I don't know when this planet is going to disappear or if it's going to fall apart or whatever, but we have a global environmental issue,
right?
So sustainability is key. Like if you're not building sustainability and thinking about the future, you literally just it's like a self-destruct situation. So that's why you see those those ram earth home on our community, because a lot of environmental situation goes into place. You're using recycled material, you're using the earth itself, you're using a situation where you don't need a lot of just unnecessary electronics and things in there because the house is cool, or unnecessary technology. So those are the things that we literally just have to just get our people literally just harvest into this, investing in. And when you have land, you can build those factories, you can build those industries, you can create those economic opportunities to where you create new communities new places to where you alleviate the stress from just being in a city. Like one of the first times I was in Africa, which was in Dakar, Senegal, literally in 2004, I was like, whoa. And then then later on I went to Ghana, I went to Banjul, Gambia, and all these things are common. Even Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, literally just a chokehold of so much people and congestion where everything is dependent on old infrastructure. And now you have all of this land.
So
and the ideal is for us to more people to be adventurous. Like even the northern part of Ghana, that's why I was like, the lady, her name, ES. As a matter of fact, that was a great vision right there, because you're going more in an area where it's needed and you have more land. So that's what we have to think about. So that's what I'm telling you, family. This repatriation energy is very important, and we're experts in this movement. My brother and us and myself have helped a lot of people make moves, connect to Africa and things like that. And the thing of it is, you may have people that may throw shots and say certain things, but the reality, when you look at the numbers, if you have 500 people that you're helping and you're connecting with, you're gonna have 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 people, or a whole lot. Depends if you're dealing with someone else that's gonna have, something's gonna trouble them. You know what I mean? And it's what it is. But I'm letting people know that let's stay focused on the positive energy of what we're doing and things like that, and look at the fact that what we're talking about is real. So whether you connect with us or connect with you and a few other people, the most important thing is you making the connection to do the group economics and the moves that's going to solve your problems, as far as being in a situation where now you're in Africa and now you're trying to figure things out, and now it's just, and family, this is all based on experience and knowledge and things like that. I'm not, not calling anybody names out and things like that, but people tell you personal things. So you're telling people, let's not do these things. I know sometimes people telling you run away from America, the big boogeyman is coming. Absolutely, you see things going in a certain direction, and it's not nice. So that's why we're telling you, use the skills that you have and put your energy together in your game plan and map things out as soon as possible. That way you can start investing and flipping your money in Africa. And my brother is always talking about different ways how we can just be more flexible, from cryptocurrency to create more of a corporate economic energy, to where you have your own credit union and you're using your own trade and investment to build in your own structure. You can even share more about that, brother, because what we're talking about is how you're going to survive in Africa and not fail.
We're going to go on a tour, in our mind. Right? And it's what we want is a community, right? Where when you go into the community, first we want to make sure we have roads there. I'm pretty sure we want to have the basic amenities that we have in any community. And then we want to be able to create jobs. That's why the industrial aspect is important. So not only do we want to create jobs through industry, we want to be able to build our homes, affordably. Hold on, never beg for money, right? We never beg for money at all, because we
ask me that all the time. They ask me all the time. I was like, yo, I was like, what I need to do is either extend the day or duplicate myself. But I got business here, and that has to be done, like stacks of folders here, and some of them are just business. You're just doing this, you're making the money, so it's like you're making an honest living. So why you need to beg somebody or even scam anybody, ripping anybody off? I mean, tell people that money. You're coming from profitable careers that you gave up and start business. So you go from making your money in a career, and then you turn around and become an entrepreneur, and then you have to build that career up.
You know what?
I appreciate you, family.
I didn't have time to be. I was, she asked about the money here. But this community, we want, like I said, we want a modern community in Africa, but better, because our money goes further. So we can have a luxury resort-like communities in a tropical, beautiful environment amongst other people who have shared our same experience in a country that has destroyed us, destroyed our integrity, destroyed our men and women for centuries, and that has been a hellhole and a shithole for us. And we can make a beautiful palace here in a paradise here in Africa amongst our brothers and sisters, so that we can secure our future in an environment that it made it very clear that they do not give a damn about our future. And those are the obvious things that we know. So this community that we want and this vision that we wanted to be a place, first of all, where you don't have to bump your head in building your community. We'll set up, different processes, escrows and trusts and treasuries in different countries. We're already in multiple countries. We're in South Africa as well, making moves behind the scenes and getting the real work done. When we had our organization, like I said, the testimony how millions he was generated. Well, we took in over 100,000 in investment. I was the largest investment, and then one of the accusers was behind me, and we had about 40 people, over 100,000. We took in just small revenue because it was during the shutdown. Through consultations, and we sold over 125 real estate reports that we put together, and we did all the work, put that together, and we were selling those. So we've made over 5 figures doing that. When people came, so at that time, it was during the shutdown, and we had our bookings there. So we had over 70,000 in bookings, and all of this is names, number, people, addresses. These are all, intellectual properties that had value to them. In addition to our, as I showed Bomani, we had over 150 pending, investors.
Right.
These people had big money. Okay.
Yeah,
so they had big money that was invested. Some of these investors were putting up $50,000. You understand what I'm saying? And and then we had a land development deal that we were doing. So like I said, the system that I created, the multi-million-dollar system, was actually funneling people through our Kathy Hills, her efforts and our collective efforts to put everything together for the community in Gambia. Many people, some people made it through that tough and difficult time and still stayed in the network, who went out and built businesses to find themselves to come under attack. But so the community always be attacked. So we have to. In this community also, it's a community that's going to be a planners. That means we're sitting down, we're talking about logistics. Imagine you getting free groceries and free produce every week from our activities, from those who are working in that industrial area. We're benefiting from technologies, investing from our state-of-the-art business center that we'll have in the clubhouse or in the property in which this brother is building in Ghana there, where we need to be, and most of us will be, and I will always be, because I'm always behind a computer networking and connecting the dots to make sure that some of this super wealth that is being distributed is coming through my situation, so that we can build and create security, long-term security in these communities. Storing food and all of that, those processes, and every talent that anyone had to bring, that is not suppressed, and that's added in a positive manner into the community model.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate you breaking it down, and that's what we're talking about, man. Straight Black Power cooperative economics for nation building.
For real,
that's what we're talking about.
We can't have selfish. We can't go for self, man.
On an international level, so. We're more than credible to explain this and talk to you about this, and that's why we're just linking to this, educate our people out there, because he has been in the Gambia. He has seen certain things that he's not proud of seeing, because we could have done a lot better and organized ourselves to where we are stronger. And then I've seen the same thing in Ghana, and we've been talking, man. This has to stop. The backbiting, the backstabbing, the player hating, this has to stop, because it's destroying opportunities for our children.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, me and you are strong, but how much people can take the level of this hate and the level of backstabbing, like that they've done to people like yourself and myself? Like, when you tell me your stories, I'm like, yo, man, this man, I was like, how many knives you got in your back, man, and you're still standing strong? And I mean, because we're on a divine mission to connect our people to the ancestral land for nation building. And we're coming with tactics that people have never seen before, where we just live self-sufficient. We're not begging anybody for anything. We got business skills, business network, and we're well connected. But yeah, let's go into some other things. I just want to give people this a nice energy of just what we're talking about, so people can respect the things. Because one person asked us, in the park, they're asking about if some of these things that people accuse us of are true, and I was like, no, they're not true. I was like, but they got to make it look good, and we just laughing at it because we know that real people are gonna do their research and they're gonna see the track record of people who are actually in and out of Africa and actually successful and know what they're talking about. It's a big difference. It's not something simple where people can make the move. I've seen people, honestly, brother, that are very successful in America and try to make the repatriation move and their whole life collapse. Have you seen the same in the Gambia?
Well, I like to say that Africa has a force field around it. And what that means is you're not going to be able to get through if you have this high sense of yourself and you're not humble, because there's there there's things in the environment. We're used to a developed society. I mean, just walking on the dirt roads could be rigorous. That uneven. We're not used to that. We're used to the even, and that becomes something that you might say, hey, it's a shithole here, and then other things as well. But however, it's nothing that we cannot reform and bring to our level. The social environment and the conditions there in terms of what's allowed into the society. See here, they can put guns into your community. Here they can flood your community with heroin. Here they can flood your community with alcohol. Here they can flood your community with fentanyl. And guess what? Nobody's gonna say nothing. And guess what? Most of the 80% of the people around you don't see anything wrong with it. They don't care because they, like we were talking about, But like I said, we want to go to a place where there's a more focus effort in terms of our promise, the promise to our ancestors, the promise to all of those that went through the Middle Passage, the promise to Abraham, and we want to be able to at least have some ownership. Could we at least have a house that we can own and it's not mort? It's not a part of the mort ideology. Like the mortuary and your mortgage, being partners and equal, you know what I mean? And, so we want to be able to go to a situation where we can create an environment that's, based on being able to produce what we need at a basic level, which is first the land to be on. So we can build our homes in a collective, affordable way without half of the budget getting stolen or ripped off. And as well as be able to produce produce something for the our basic needs, and as well as the broader community or surrounding community.
Absolutely, brother. There you go, man. The straight nation building, man. We're going back to the science of African nation building and Black Power economics. And much love to our sister Matrell on a mission.
Okay, now I know who you are. Yes, I got you
Yes,
now.
so appreciate our energy and family. That's our sister building our enterprise, doing wonderful journeys to Egypt. So
a lot of
we have a new modern day energy in Egypt because usually Egypt is circled towards with basically just elder scholars. So now I'm telling people we need new generation of scholars and things like that. And Matrell is one of them.
I actually had I got a clearing done some years ago, and they said, Kwesi used to be a high priest in Egypt, right? The book Meter Netter, I read Meter Netter probably 25 years ago. And, right now we're in that energy where we're seeing some very powerful beings from the past here now to usher in this era of light. But you have still this darkness, and this darkness is in the form of these value systems, this trick knowledge, as we call it, that has been, the main suppressor of this world. So as we move forward, we definitely need all of our highly evolved people to come and to make sure that our communities are protected. And we can have like the brothers. They had military too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not much into guns because I've seen the damage that they've done, but we have to have those things to prepare for the worst. They said it's better to have and not need than to need it and not have. If a pandemic comes, people don't prepare. When you get hungry, you will kill somebody. You understand? And this is we have to have an out. We'll have people on the front line. I can remember years ago, I said, I can't wait till it's a revolution, man. We're going to tear this country down, right? And it didn't happen for a long time. I was like, I'm wasting the last 6, 7, 8 years of my life getting ready for a war. It ain't happened. And I was hanging out with these guys, and we wasn't really doing nothing because we had a fatalistic mentality. And then when I changed that around, I got married, traveled the world, seen everything. And I was like, hey, but in the back of my head, I'm looking at the financial system. I'm not saying, hey. And then you have people out there that's living like that, and that's preparing like this guy goes and gunned down 10 people in the church. Another guy goes and they have an article, are Americans getting used to mass shootings now? Yes, because with one generation accepts, the next embrace. So it was an escalation of the violence. So mass shootings every day in Chicago. You understand what I'm saying? They just, when they put race to it, they put it out there in the media like it's a big thing. People getting gunned down. I did a video. 4 people got gunned down when I was on my aunt's street about, I don't know, 30 years ago, 25 years ago. You know what I mean? Our community is a mass shooting. You know, anytime, happy companion, peace, brother. You know what I mean? We're gonna get together, man. We need to change the tide. He's a brother that came on early, and like I said, it's not where we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be doing a positive thing, but we all bump our heads and we go through things, and we wanna make sure that, you know, we create an environment that's a positive environment for everybody. And you know, it's a lot going on. It's a lot more stuff that's gonna come out, because as you know, if some money is lost, somebody's liable. It's been established that I'm not. So I was a continuation of the question that the sister asked.
This one?
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Let's get directly to.
Well, the money that, like I answered that already. The first 100,000 came through an investment. I put 20,000 up. You know, half the money came from about 4 of us, and then we had the other half came from. You know, so 50,000 came from just about 5 or 6. I put 100, and then my other, one of the accusers, she put 100. 16. So that was 36 there, 36,000. You know what I mean? You know, so that's almost 1/3 of it. So it was just a few of us that put up most of the money.
It's all good.
Yeah.
What I'm labeling all these folks here on are trolls and things like that, and I'm not gonna.
What's that? Which one is that?
You know, just some of the questions. Just trying to get the questions that people have questions.
Right.
What we're talking about, family, is we're trying to help people open their minds to being successful in Africa without continuous failure. Because I'm telling people, based on my experience and based on his experience, we're seeing a trend of bad decisions and failures and things like that. Mm-hmm. And we're trying to empower people to organize themselves strategically and do the right thing, because you have people who turn around and say, you know, let me just jump into this investment, and then they jump into it, and then right away, okay, I changed my mind, I want all my money back, and it doesn't work like that. Mm-hmm. And then now, you know, so those are some of the biggest issues, and you know, so telling people like take your time and process things and so on. I even have to tell people, like, don't send any money, just take your time and read through the information, because I want you to be clear about what you're getting into. Right. Because ultimately, I'm gonna be real with people. When we talk about any of these business, like the business, I'm like, you see me here devoting all my time to, you know, to create a connection for, you know, for a generation of our people, to this connect opportunities, and also to create opportunities for our children. You know, you literally just creating it to where you're trying to get people to make a lifetime commitment, because that's what, you know, you're looking for, to, and you need to change. So if you're looking to join us in a level of investment, you know, you talk about you know, B&Bs, you know, I talk about the certain office that we have, you know, like this, you know, like our business center. And this is also to answer someone else's question. All of our technical and business skills that we have built, it's, you know, you build a situation where you build what you need. Like I'm telling people, we're building our business center on our land.
Right. Yeah.
This right here, as you can see, is all kind of things. You went back there, you was like, and you saw the technology and the computers and all, you know, right. And I was like, yeah, I was like, these are all my trades that I've learned, you know, but you can't just go to Africa and think that, you know, someone is going to hire you or give you a job or something like that.
Right.
So what we have built is our own technology operation, where now you're someone that's a young person and you're intrigued with technology and science and all the things that we do here and business. Now you have access to learning something where you're not coming out your pocket or having to come up with all kind of, now it's something to where you can actually, I believe in that philosophy. I got it from the U.S. Navy. You're getting paid to train, to be on standby, to be ready for the, in that case, you're being trained for ready for war. But in this case, you're getting trained for, for economic competition, as far as just building industries to compete in a global world. Right now, the way it's set, where we are in Ghana, the Gambia, our children are not ready to compete against the world in any kind of science. So you're going to keep on having the Chinese, the Indians, the Lebanese. You're going to keep on having the colonizers and neo-colonizers coming, and they're going to set up everything that you need. Just like in the so-called black communities that we live in, where everyone owns everything. Just like here, while you and I was driving around, I was like, yeah, bro. It's a high percentage of black people that live in this entire county, up to 60%. And I was like, it's little to nothing that's owned. And I was like, dead serious. And we're just discussing that and talking about that. And that's the situation
the
that
Chinese
we can.
people own the soul food restaurant, the wing spot. Two black staples.
You have to tell them that.
The macaroni and cheese, the Chinese man. But they've always fed us our culture.
I mess with you. You're right. That's a great point. I think that my brother's like, let's get some wings in both places.
And it was right too. They doing it like grandma, man.
I was like, bro, that's what's available. I was like,
yeah. They doing them wings right, but we've always seen that, coming up in New Haven, Connecticut, the Italians, always owned the corner stores at that time, and they did all of the constructions. And then we've seen that in the package stores and things like that. The white people own package stores, but we've seen that change to all the convenience stores being owned by Indians and other foreign nationals and package stores, and then the influx of Chinese people with the beauty supply stores, and then all of a sudden all the franchises, and different things, and then we have the Spanish community that where I'm from. It was a pretty decent Spanish community, but now they control the whole area. We had control of it. It was like our Fairhaven section of New Haven. When we was out there, we control 80% of it. Now they control 80%. The corner that we used to be on and we used to hang out, the bar, the strip bar, both of the bar and the strip bar we used to be at, they churches now. They Spanish churches.
Brother,
and we was up in there, man.
All across America, family.
And the strip, they own the whole area. They got 80% of it. It's like, and I did a video about that, and that's one of the reasons why I said, hey, listen, I don't want to play this game. I want to go somewhere where I can just not be, targeted right in my face. And then a lot of times, like, I was Larry walking through down there yesterday. I try not to walk around my people. You know what I mean? I try to avoid them. If they come this way, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be nowhere where I can stick you or pull a gun out.
You're having a flashback and things like that?
But, listen, after being shot, a good friend of mine, a good kid got shot here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we were cool now.
We were walking to the hood. We were walking to the hood, but
you say that too. But and then most of the time, this stuff happening, it's because of people that know you. It's not the random guy. You can walk by him, but then you go to work and go in your business environment, and then it's your coworker or somebody you're working with that you know what I mean.
Yeah, we have to protect our energy and things like that. But yeah, I was watching the movements, and yeah, it's a little wild like that, and sometimes you just the trauma comes back, especially because the thing of it, you see the scene. It's like the scene, that brings the memory back. But
damn right. I'll right down the street. I the people, yeah. So like I said, it's cool, but that's why I'm in Africa. Right. The other day, like even in Connecticut, I'm going to places where, you around people that are coming home from jail. My nephew's coming home. I had 2 cousins home that had homicides. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? And those people have children and stuff that's around. So, those are things that they have to be aware of. And I have to be aware of too, because you know what I'm saying? There was an incident when I was a kid, this guy that I knew, and this is when I was just coming up, getting out in the street, about 17, 18, he ended up getting killed with his son in the car. You understand what I'm saying? And the son grew up, and the son was like, hey, it was a situation that my brother had, but he was like, you have to tell my brother he had something to do, but my brother didn't. But like I said, I can be in a car, with one of these people that's my family member and stuff, and they, some kid come up and you know what I'm saying? That's the type of thing we gotta. Yeah, y'all feel me? You understand what I'm saying? Let's not act like kids and stuff are not getting killed. You understand what I mean? We sitting over here just looking for pushing our children to college. One of my daughters just graduated, and we're down in Orlando. When I went to the graduation, it hurted me that it was the majority of Spanish people. It might have been even 90% Spanish people, and we had to take them out of Atlanta because of my daughter. When I got shot at here in Atlanta, she was like, how old was my daughter? She was about 8 or 9 years old, and they was like, Daddy got shot. You know what she said? She's like, what? Let's go shoot them back. And at that time, I was like, hell nah. I was like, I'm getting them out of here. And we went to Orlando. And then when I was waking up every day in Orlando, and it's beautiful in Orlando, you know what I mean? And my family's still there. It's beautiful. But when I look this way, Spanish. When I look this way, Spanish. When I go into the Walmart and we go out, it's all Spanish people. I know how to speak Spanish, but I'm not trying to be a Spanish person. And I was like, hey, I got to have it. I'm going to Africa.
That's perfect, man. And you found a way to this connect to life over and make it work, and to where you can come back in the U.S. where the marshals are not out there waiting for you when you get off of the live stream to take you away because you're a wanted man. So good job, brother, in this and standing strong in this, keeping your life structure, taking care of your accountability and things. You talk about you have 9 children. I have a hard time. I have 1. I have a hard time. You have 9. I'm like,
what you need to do.
That's why I believe in the community philosophy. When I talk to you, we talk about polygamy and multiple wives, and we talk about family construction, or just a modern or just an incredible family structure to where you're more of a family. You're of your dynasty. I'm trying to come up with different words, but you're literally putting your resources and all your energy together to leverage the feel of you building a nation together.
You said something important. We gotta have a holistic community. So if you build a community of like minds, and then the majority of them women, that means that they're gonna be it's not enough males around. And I mean, culturally, Africa, when you go into Africa, it's just known. It's not something that's people can't deal with, or they gotta destroy a family and take children and run off to the next man with the same situation. It's insanity.
Perfect, man. Let's get into some of these things that have been posted, man. It's a failed system, brother. Like when people talk about failed state,
they gotta still work it though. Trying to work that system,
and it's and the worst thing is this: it's being psychologically manipulated against our women and our men, to where it just it's very difficult for this serious nation building and longevity of building anything together.
It's not going to be easy. Like here, you might well forget about it. Right. You know what I mean? Because you can't get any land here.
And the laws are not on your side as far as,
you can't make it happen. I was, you can't make it happen here. Before I was feeling that way before I came back. I got on a plane with a sister, and she was talking about getting land up. That was my first plan. We looked at land here. So my friend just called me and said he have land here. So if we're here, we need to have land. It'll be easier in Africa, but we need 2 places. We need land with a landing strip and jet fuel. Why not?
Yes, Shelly, we're still letting people come on. And yes, you're in the U.S., so the link is on the stream. And much love again to our sister Matrell.
I think we saw her at the Malcolm X. Were you at the Malcolm X yesterday?
Alex, please, no, she is not around.
She's not around here. Okay.
I'm sure you see many beautiful ladies that look like her because she has a cultural look.
Go ham, brother. I've been watching you, man. Enjoy your Africa, brother. Live your life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's coming out, man, and doing their thing. We need to really come together and show a united front. I've seen a lot of people that are being oppressed.
Go hard, go Gambia.
Overwhelmed.
Go hard, Gambia.
Go hard, Gambia. Well, we see a lot of people being oppressed because of certain personalities, and you know how you have an overwhelming personality in an environment, and then it suppresses the environment because everybody's, they're not that vocal and things like that. And however, I think that through time we can heal our relationships, and we have to safeguard ourselves and put ourselves in environments where we can be amongst people who really understand accountability, you know what I'm saying, and try to help the broader community. Pistol Wave in New Haven, Anthony Ali, you already know.
But yes, accountability, man, is the key factor. Accountability. And that's why, I talk about this unfortunate generation of this, one of the weakest generation of brothers out there. And we talk about this, this being this your masculinity being stranglehold here, and then now you're talking about how you have lived in the Gambia and you've lived and been a free man and been a man who can be a man and a man who can live out all of his righteous ways of how he wants to live and build his nation. Like you mentioned something to me about 13. I think you said your father had
my spiritual father. Well, yeah, my spiritual.
You said something about 13 wives, and then you mentioned something about 4.
Well, it's in Islam. You can Gambia is an Islamic country, so you can have 4 wives, but culturally, like the chief usually have the largest number of wives, and that it wasn't a limit to that. So anyone who knows the history, especially the dynasty, the early African dynasties, and the early Chinese dynasties, the Mongolian Empire, well, they had concubines. They had a different structure, but with the and they would have wives as well. If you know the movie Anna and the King, check that out. It's a classic, and it deals with the idea of the fairy tale romanticized monogamy idea of love versus the dynasty building, nation building, absolute expression called polygamy. Because everybody doing it. Like over here, it's poly over here. It's poly on up. Yeah, I know it is, but over there you can find a 25-year-old virgin. You can find a virgin at 30 years old. You understand? There's really people that you understand they maintain that culture, or you understand what I'm saying? So right, in the time of in the war type crisis in time, look how many people we lost. Look how many seeds we have lost. You know what I mean? And remember, they took the talent pool from Africa, so you're looking at a concentration of highly potent DNA. So when you start looking into that, then you begin to understand. If not, you have no clue what's going on.
Yeah, so now we have to reproduce stronger, brother. So
Abraham's seed must live on, and it will, and that's the promise.
Based on the fact we have a generation, of some won't produce, some can produce, and other variations. So
there's definitely
so now you have a situation where, how are you gonna economically survive and have 10 children in America? You know what I mean? And the key thing you mentioned, Africa and land. So you're telling people, like, if you want to live out, the way you want to live out, you're gonna have to learn to build your own infrastructure, build the things that you need. And that's why I'm getting our people to focus, understand. You're running out of land in the world. So don't wait till everybody else has take up all of what's left in the world, and then you figure it out. Like, okay, because at one point, didn't our people have lots of land in the South? I mean, I don't know, I'm not gonna say I know all the history of everything, and if our people still own it or if it's been sold off. But all I know, if the land is available now, it's valued a lot more now.
Yeah, I just had a friend. He say he about to get some land. You heard how much he said? The land in the house, $9 million. $9
million.
$9 million. And I said, hey, listen, you need to come to Africa. He was like, bro, I'm over here. I'm like, hell yeah, but we have people over here. And it's still money in this economy. He told me that shit. I said, brother, I'm about to come over here with you, brother. We're going to work it together because it's that money over there. It's bigger too, but we have to be here. We have family here, and we need to get together and be able to build here with what we have. But I have two people that are buying that land here. that large pieces of land here already. So, tying that in is crucial. So anybody in your network, we're gonna put it all together. I try to, just connect people. But our projects overseas, definitely, link in. We need people, man, people that are, you don't have to have all the skills in the world. You just have to be true to the movement.
Yeah, and when we talk about family, is connecting your resource, connecting many things. Don't let other people sell your dream about being an individual while they're practicing group economics and dominating you and things like that. It's all a game, and we just got to educate ourselves. And
Right.
we're talking about we've seen it. I mean, brothers who have been around the world. I want to say you've been on way more flights than I have been. Even I've been to probably a lot of different countries and locations. But
okay, because you was working.
We're always moving.
You got out there for free.
I'm saying we're always out there moving. So you live. So from you moving, you're meeting people, you're seeing things.
Yeah.
Your eyes are not going to deceive you, and you're telling people what we're telling you is real, and put yourself in a situation to where stop playing from behind and start thinking about the world of change and how people are moving around. When you're traveling on all these flights, you see who's moving around on these flights in and out of Africa, and who's on business, and who's touring, and who is going there to visit relative and things like that. You see, you do have white people and other folks, they're enjoying vacation, but you also see them, they're enterprising, and some they just have their eyes open and they're thinking about the future because they realize that land is the base of many things, and in order for them to just build anything they need to build, I mean, they're not gonna find the land that they need. That quality. I mean, you're limited. So that's it right there. So we as a people have to just organize ourselves and literally just come on these journeys, learn about the country. And people always ask me about the first stage. That is the first stage. So that's why I'm posting the website link for our tours, because that is the best introduction. And then if you definitely need consultation, my brother here is ready for you, especially if you're serious, because the issue that we've had, honestly, family, is so many people have wasted our times and play games, and then at the same time to have turned around and stab you in the back. Like, especially it hurts when you see people that you have helped get to Africa, and then they think that they just on top of the hill now, they could just act a certain way towards you, and you're like, whoa, but what we're doing is legendary, man. The dynamic duo is back, family.
Yeah, pounding our way through all of this hateration.
You know what I'm saying? We're strong like superheroes.
It's paradise. It's a paradise over there, man. And every day that, my only downtime was seeing other people, because I'm living. You know what I mean? I'm living as far as what I need and what makes me comfortable and happy. And we're gonna see that for a lot more people. But there are people who don't want to see you happy. These antisocial personalities, and they'll actively work, and we've had them in our communities. And so we have to form communities, because the overall communities are vulnerable to these personalities that come, wolves in sheep clothing. And I would say
you love it, right?
They said damn the sheep clothing. They didn't even wearing that. They just straight up the wolves.
It's straight up wolves.
Straight up wolves, man. Shit. Fucking wolves building their houses.
Mr. Bomani, Dakar, say what's up to the YouTube family. Son, come introduce yourself and say what's up, people.
Marshall mission, thank you. Brothers got a chance to black men. Right, the gender roles, we definitely have to look at that, because that was a large portion of the perception that to tear a brother down. And you can do that when the movement not behind it. And I said we shouldn't even do that, and that mentality is a straight up ghetto mentality. Okay, with estrogen and American foods promoting ED and low testosterone brothers, it's hot mess for nation building. Wow, more fortune, it's something
in the food, the water, everything.
That's why, as a community, we got to come together. And, like I tell the sisters, like, sisters, if you get a strong brother, right? That's my father used to tell me, women are fractions. So you might have a woman that can do what's needed in terms of your household, right? Mm-hmm. But if you're doing more, now, like I used the example before, a woman, she might be a woman who's a nation building woman and not a domestic. It's some people that love to be in the house, and there's some people that love to travel and do things, right? You understand what I'm saying? But if we're nation building together and you're my wife and we start building a business and we're nation building together and you have a child, right? We're going to need a babysitter or a nanny. And then it's hard to trust people like that.
Serious business.
That's why we get all of this crazy stuff. And if you guys don't know, I mean, a lot of people just don't study and things like that. So, instead of it, or you can't go because, your past trauma, you don't trust nobody. You understand? So in African culture, that's all been considered because it wasn't no babysitter or nanny. It was another wife. You brought somebody in the house. Now you going to protect her. She going to protect yours. You know what I mean? And there is no question about it because, you in it to win it. I mean, in your mind with the ultimate betrayal, you guys, you don't think like that. I mean, and how could one man be more powerful in a house with two women? How you know what I mean? Two women going through your pocket, 2-3 women going through your phone. You go out, you supposed to be they keeping tabs on you. Where she said you just left 15 minutes ago. Where I'm on, you can't do anything. I mean, and it's a good thing because because when you with one and you're feeling suppressed, it leads you not only to make irresponsible decisions. Sometimes you could be malicious. You know what I mean? Because you feel you're being held back, and I think that leads to a lot of the high level of domestic violence. I mean, it's just heart-wrenching that we're just going at each other like these wild animals, man. Wild animals. And she reared this ugly face on the continent, but globally, like I said, we've all been through it. We're making our way to a continent. It's a better time for us, a better situation for us on the continent now more than ever. Even though we're getting pushed out, we're saying, "Hey, listen, go for self. Go." They trying to tell you, "Go for self," and you'll be blessed. They have to help us in this day and time. They definitely have to help and assist in us restoring our cultural identity. So and we have to make sure that once that is door open, that we can actually see that door and walk through that door, and it's deal with family, coming together. Hey, listen, we want to build. I had a sister. She told me, hey, listen, she got 100-year plan, and I was thinking of mine. I'm like, damn, she on track. I got 1,000-year plan. I have a website and everything laid out, and ideas that I put down for my children, and I want to have a city.
So you have a generational plan.
I want to have a city, man, or at least a couple buildings in a city
and a town. That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying?
We have bigger,
Yeah.
Like my brother Kala talk about, you want a country, but I'll start with a city and a town, and start with a few buildings, or a piece of land, and then work your way up, and get back to the building. We push a campaign: Black men building, Black men nation building. Yeah,
be the job here.
Empower Black men to be men, warriors.
They got the war going hard, the gentrification, and they've been doing for years. And like I said, and for us not to educate our children properly, I mean, we don't even have a propaganda force strong enough to save the inevitable. You understand what I'm saying? So the only plan that we can execute that's going to allow us to survive this economic forecast is coming together and becoming sustainable, and everything that we need, being able to produce that almost, if not that we can import it and store it. You know what I mean? But we need land.
Perfect. So family. So the things that we're talking about as far as land, since we talk about land so much, we're organizing our real estate base. You already see what we have there at Black Star Pan-African Community, and we're gonna establish those bases to where we have a real estate operation. And my brother Kwesi is the project manager with the organized systems and staff, experience.
Mhm.
And
Right.
so I'm telling you, family, we're coming with it strong, and we're networking and connecting with many others, and we're gonna build this incredible connection,
Mhm.
across Africa,
Right.
and strengthen repatriation, because we feel that more of our people from the African diaspora will be, we focus on investing some of their resources into Africa.
Mhm.
We'll see an incredible growth of this Black economics growth, and Black just wealth, and Black industrial energy, because as long as we're just here and we're just waiting for the China man to come and build this, and waiting for this person to build that, you know what I'm saying? We're only gonna move so far, and I guess people are looking at the fact that some people have wealth and they just got it like that and things like that. But it's like maybe they had a career and they made that money. That's one thing, but we have to always realize that the main thing that we have to do is invest our resources back, or it goes. Now the system is designed to suck every single last thing that you have. Everything is positioned around you for that sense, and it just makes sense. Kind of create an open prison system to where you just work free, play free.
Mhm.
Even have situations now, where you have where you know people are open to this carry firearms.
Mhm.
Some may be security, some may be licensed to carry, and it's just like it's just an open, and it's controlled by someone else, laws, legislation, systems, and things that just benefit someone else. So you have an opportunity, I have an opportunity to do, based on us, our knowledge of these things, to say, hey, I'm going to go to Ghana and do this. You're going to go to Gambia and do this. And then the main thing you're thinking that, oh my God, all these Black folks are going to come and give us all the love and support because we're doing it for them, and we're doing it and we're just breaking the chain of this, us not getting into these industries and thinking long term like that.
Mhm.
I'm also saying appreciate all the people that showed us nothing but love on what we're doing and things like that. I don't ever want people to think that there's no one showing us love, but we're also talking about the small percentage that are just the wicked element, because it only take a very small percentage of those elements to destroy an empire.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so when we talk about empire that you and I are building, let's think about the vision of Marcus Garvey. And I'm not comparing us to Marcus Garvey and anything, and not even putting ourselves in those situations, but this is our generation.
Mhm.
Just like when Marcus Garvey is around, he was the focal point as far as just Black consciousness in his generation, as far as creating an opportunity and idea of where we can transform as a people. And that's what you and I are doing in our generation. And we're telling people that we have learned from the shortcomings and certain things that didn't progress with some of our ancestors, but we appreciate the fact that they laid the foundation, because that's the key thing. Just like the foundation, just like what we're doing, is still laying a foundation for us. And the thing is, when you talking about the city, where you have your family and all your, because that's the purpose of building a dynasty. What you're building, right? You mentioned you have 9 children. You want them to, you want to own this resort. You want them to manage, and you want them to just be in the upper echelon as far as just doing certain things where they're running their own affairs, and they're using that energy to help their people. Because I'm telling people, the most important thing about us putting ourselves in these positions is to help our people. And that's what I respect about people like Garvey, Malcolm X. They were dedicated to their people. And I'm telling people that when you're looking at us, you're looking at 2 dedicated brothers to our people. And I'm always telling people, do your research and whatever foolishness anybody say, because the more you're doing work and the more you're into a movement and progressing, the more people come after you and the more foolishness people say. So I'm always wanting to just add that in, that people understand those things, because that's the reason why one person came up to us. I mean, I appreciate it regardless if it was positive or negative. I'm just, I was able to tell my story and just greet her and things like that.
Yeah, people are always gonna come and they're gonna say, "I had a guy in Gambia. Hey, what they say is true." But it's like I seen they did this illustration, and they did they numbered 1 through 10. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2 is they went all the way down to 10, and 1 was wrong. But they're always going to point out the one thing that's wrong as opposed to the 9 things you got right. And in this situation, a lot of times, like in this situation, nothing was wrong. It was a grade A. You understand what I'm saying? And like this brother said, Anthony Ali said, the Ghana and Gambia are hotspots right now. In 20 years, there'll be thriving diaspora and communities. In your opinion, in my opinion, right? And I have to be honest, just like Donald Trump shared. He said, we went to see a real estate convention down at the Georgia Dome years ago, right? And he was like, they don't like me to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. You have to be born to be an entrepreneur, right? But however, I would have to say this regarding 20 years from now. You know, people were over in Africa 20 years ago. You understand what I'm saying? People came over in the 60s and the 70s. Where are these thriving? Where are these thriving communities at? I ain't see none. Did everybody come over here and start their own business? You see, you got to learn your history. You know what I mean? You know, that community better be sustainable. And the way that we're coming in now, we had a community that we built, a totally 100% legitimate economic community, 500 members, hundreds of investors, right, brother? Land development plan going.
You got a master plan, man.
It was there. And then what happened? It got attacked by not the Chinese, not the Lebanese, not the Indians.
Name the names. There you go, man. Call out the people who done you wrong, my
youth. It was Juliet Ryan and Blacksett that gave the go-ahead for two sisters that were disgruntled, one of the investors. Y'all go back and do the history. What happened to all the people that was damaged there? Somebody else posted there, hey, I'm still waiting for closure in this situation. You can't, and that's going on. We have to address some things. Me and this brother right here, Daniel's cool. Me and this brother right here, this was to make us to come together so we can actually lay a foundation. But what happened in Gambia is disgusting because we were there building. We had people, we had hundreds of people. You know what I mean? People, we need to come together. Now we need to come together and and right the wrong, because we can't move forward unless there's some truth and reconciliation. We're sitting around as a people saying, hey, we want justice for what's been done wrong. You understand what I'm saying? No justice, no peace. You understand what I'm saying? How can we go over to Africa and attack other Black organizations and think we're going to move forward? People's spirits are being broken. Those thriving communities are being destroyed at the foundation.
Especially when people are biting the hands that help them or paving a way for the future. Literally.
Yeah.
So you're like literally destroying the future vision of your children and your people by coming against people who are actually creating a new way of just making this movement work. Because I'm telling you, bro, you have it figured out as far as how to move to Africa, live successfully, and do business. These are the things we're always talking about. Not many people craft that outside of the, and you're obviously not 65 and getting Social Security and getting a bunch of things.
Right.
I mean, unless you're getting some secret money from the system.
Nope.
So you're entrepreneur, because you do have people who get from disability to military retirement to regular retirement, Social Security, and so on and so on, and they use that. Much love and respect to you, because you work hard for that, and you earn that. Absolutely. But to be an entrepreneur and to be in a young age and be able to survive and succeed there and have your business work and intercontinental and things, that is impressive.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, family, from someone that's been trying to do that for a long time and doing it in a different way, where you're building up your stuff little by little and things like that. And it's a long process. And our brother have just been able to accomplish it. So family, let's respect and show love to our people that's out there doing the work and out there doing certain things. And every once in a while, we see little stupid negative comments and things like that. And just like sometimes I do live stream and people want to throw shots, and I'm like, that's fine. I mean, the haters only motivate me and make me greater. It's a necessary evil. I love it. I mean, like I'm always telling people.
Oh, that's Daniel. Hi, this is Daniel from Ghana. Daniel, how you doing, Daniel? All right, Afro TV. Okay, I thought this was. I have another brother named Daniel that's over there. Yeah, man.
Big up. Yes.
You all who are watching and who will see this, you can contact me at QuesiBoyd@Yahoo. Particularly the ones that were a part of the community bill that we stopped. We're not going to let that stop us. Now we have to come together, and we don't have to be scared. You know what I'm saying? There's so much fear around holding those who are responsible accountable. It's ridiculous. But more and more things are coming out. More and more dissatisfaction is coming out about the dealings of blacks in the Gambia. And I did a bunch of videos on that situation there.
But people are saying that you shouldn't call names and things like that, man.
They made videos about me.
This is a session to set your soul free, man.
Who said that? Who said that?
And I'm saying people saying that people shouldn't say names and should move forward and do certain things. But I'm telling you, part of the healing is setting your soul free and this, and this releasing.
Well, releasing hold on. Now there has to be accountability, and there got to be accountability, or because millions of dollars were lost within our organization alone.
Exactly. Did other people lose money like that? Now the people that are judging you and the people that are telling you what to do, they're not going through that. So I'm telling people that respect the fact that people got to tell their story, and I'm always going to tell my story. It's a part of that suppressing. We don't want to address the elephant in the room. We don't want to address the elephant in the room. You have to deal with that. And I'm telling people that we're not finished with Negro peeing. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna roast them we're gonna roast them. And things like that. We're gonna put these people out of business. Because at the end of the day, that's what you have to do. The strong must progress and kill off wickedness. Righteousness must rise, because our children are dependent on us to create this path.
Right,
I mean, you look at my son. He's a child. He can only do so much. I mean, they're learning, and they need to see leadership. They need to see us strong.
Right.
Some of the things, and some of the things hurt me when when you're seeing a generation that's looking, and they're hopeless. It's like they're looking for manhood. They're looking for brotherhood. And it's not there.
It's not.
You may see sisterhood in certain things, but we have to represent for the brothers. So family, you're talking about two big, strong, bold brothers ready to represent and look out for you on some strong stuff, and let you know that beware of these wolves in sheep clothing. My brother's saying they're not even in sheep clothing anymore. They're just wolves.
Wolves, yeah, vultures and snakes.
They're necessary evil, and we love it.
We got the whole jungle out.
We love it because
y'all coming on safari, y'all gonna be seeing the people safari, wolves, snakes, and vultures. Nah, but it's beautiful, man. I'm telling you, it's so beautiful. It's just a small, but we cannot, deny the impact of what we saw, and right after COVID, and that and me and Art Kathy for a while was the worst thing since COVID, because so many people loved us and still love us.
Absolutely.
Still do. People all the time. We still have a lot of people in the network. We just can't move right now until we close things out completely. And you guys see, the whole time I sat back, I always stay the same, while everybody had it was a frenzy. It was a lot of money there, but the ones that were supposed to take over, or that tried to take over, they were actually being used as stooges. They were just there to bring about the confusion, and the one that could really leverage it and benefit was sitting there doing land deals. You understand? I hate to continue to talk about it so much, but it have to be talked about. But it's going to be closed out now. It's just
you're putting a nail in their coffin.
I had to go to court. I was brought to court. I was arrested out there. I get arrested out in Africa because some black women get me arrested.
That's sick, man.
And then set me up and get arrested. And then the Gambia. So we putting the burden on the Gambia authority system with petty bullshit, dragging us in there, making us look stupid. You understand what I'm saying?
I mean, these black devils are used to us being here in the system here. That's calling police on their boyfriends, their brothers,
and then you on other people's business. You supposed to be, if you got a problem with somebody, me as another organization there, you understand what I'm saying? I'm not gonna fan the flames of that just to destroy your business, like RJ and them said. It seems like you guys burn the business down, open up a business across the street. That's what they try to do, and it didn't work, because they were the ones that were being played as fools. They don't understand nothing about no business. They ain't up here doing nothing or showing nothing or have nothing to show for. They were just up there talking, and it's unfortunate that and it was supported. That's why I always say it wasn't just them. It was supported by someone that was setting up interviews. The Black Sit organization setting up interviews with Negro Plan, setting up interviews with Go Black to Africa, calling people, rallying people, using her power, influence, and her donation money to launch an attack against the largest economic community. I'm going to talk about that, the destruction of Black Wall Street, the Gambia, and how that was all orchestrated all over money and power.
Unbelievable. Yeah, so somebody may say this, let that go. You can't let that go. You got to speak your truth and represent yourself. And at the same time, too, we have to educate other people that are coming because
don't you understand accountability? It's not no let go. It's something called liability. What do you mean? Are you kidding? Then you can't let it go because your foundation, if that continue to happen, there will be no communities, African American or diaspora communities here. Outside of the continental Africans, they'll be allowed to live. And I'm not talking about living, eating, I'm talking about living, eating. They'll be allowed to live in these countries when that xenophobia kick in and they want our asses out of their country from coming there, disrupt this. And it's always one person from the diaspora that's in a position of power that's going to jeopardize your life. You understand what I'm saying? Causing problems, causing instability, doing corrupt deals behind the scenes, creating a bad reputation for everybody. And it's just one person. You understand what I'm saying? Justice blind as hell. When people looking for an excuse to take your house, you know what I mean? Because not only you got the worst representative there, we acting like little versions of them.
Yes, my brother, break it down. So family, anybody have any more questions for us before we get ready to start closing soon? Yes, and big up to our brother, the Happy Companion. And you should join us, brother. We posted a link and I haven't seen anybody in the feed.
Mm-hmm.
So remember, family, you can join us. It is all good. If you have questions, we can answer the questions, but I've went through all of these posts. It's just been a lot. And here we go.
I would like Watermeyer, Adonis Samir, to have a round table or have a community meeting in Gambia and, have a real, I see they were sitting down at that table having a community meeting, but it was, they weren't talking about what was real. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
everybody was there. I know them.
It's a wolf in sheep clothing approach, man. You look at all this cute and fluffy and everything and things like that, but behind, you're like a shark.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you're trying to put on your good face that day, you know what I mean, to smile and things like that. But it's unfortunate that some people are in that category where it is, where if that person did certain things, it's like the classic double standard. I mean, you can get beat up on because you're a man, and you can take and you go, oh, you're gonna let her go. She's a woman. She made a mistake, and these are the things that I've dealt with, and it's unacceptable. Wrong is wrong.
Yeah.
Accountability is all across the board,
and we need an accountability board. We need an accountability board, and it need to be talked about. It need to be documented. It need to be known. Everybody that's in this movement need to be able to be accountable. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, it happened. Move forward. Start bringing that energy over to at Bomani Pies. We get you scarred. You need healing, brother. How about the people that lost money? And this is. I mean, she obviously don't understand what was.
No, she doesn't, because I still talk about Garvey Town. Those black British devils from the UK, Garvey Town, those scumbags. They literally just scammed us out of a lot of money we put down for our group to get land, and then as soon as we're ready to build and get our legal paperwork, tell us we can't get no legal paperwork. They're gonna give us their fraudulent paperwork, and these are just black British. You know what I'm saying? So there's a consistency. I'm not trying to call out all black folks in the UK and stuff like that, but I'm telling people that when you deal with people and these things happen, it's not as simple as letting it go. And I'm not going to let it go. That's why Garvey Town is dead. It's still all over the internet. And that's why I got all of them videos educating people about unapologetic Negro pain and things
this is
like
the right place for it. Maybe
so we are expressing ourselves, and you know what I'm saying, we're releasing the cracking on them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and letting other people know that you come against us, we're going to crush you, because respect the leaders of a movement that are doing the work and have helped a lot of our people and things like that. and so on. It's like people will literally judge us hard and then let other people just buy with things like the person we talking about, wolf in sheep clothing.
Right.
So
yeah, there's a lot of wolves, and then you have these.
This is revolutionary camp, and we speak our mind. Right.
There's a lot of people who have mental and emotional illnesses that the majority of the people, even me, I had my issue with it. All of us have mental and emotional problems that we need to address and look at, and it's all over the movement. At the highest level of the movement, all the foot soldiers, all the people that's coming, and it's a very, very toxic environment, and I always say, we have to focus in small groups on certain people, because there will be repercussions when you don't, where you can say, okay, they destroyed a multi-million-dollar Black Wall Street of the Gambia. I have the numbers there, was it not? Show me somebody else that was in Gambia. Show me that you were doing better than me and Art Kafti and what we were doing. Bring it to the table. Show it to me. These are hundreds of people that were hurt within our organization. Tons and tons of investors, people who were going to invest when they saw something good, but then they had lies told to them. How about the people that was hurt? This lady up here, she said, hey, we still waiting to hear something. How about her? You want me to forget about it? That's called accountability.
She's still waiting to hear something. A standby to be on standby. But that's the nature of the world that we're living in. It's unfortunately.
Hey, listen, it's a lot of these Juliet supporters, because they support Juliet because she treat Adrian like crap, and you just have a lot of people that love that model.
Yeah, I mean, we're different. You're talking about warrior men who believe in,
it's people trying to uphold all that bullshit. I'm from Atlanta. Yeah, I'm from Atlanta. I've traveled all up and down the East Coast, man, and we got a whole different mentality. We in a circle of people who are real business people, and people are coming over, man. And, largely this YouTube is buffoonery and jokery, and the movement is just a commercialized, something to be pimped. You understand, with these people and, coming and talking about the movement, inviting people over to their demise, without any type of organized institutions and systems and processes, is only a continuation of the ignorance that has, depopulated us here in the West. So
say hello to Nicole. Hello, Nicole.
Nicole, how you doing, Nicole?
That's your friend.
It's a lot. Like I said,
a lot of supporters, man. Everybody love it. Is it the approach? Is it a cute approach? Like some people are popular on YouTube and they have this little cute little personality approach. You know what I mean? And and I'm telling people, it's like, if you want somebody to fake you, that's fine. We're real people. You know what I'm saying? We're literally just brothers that grew up on the streets, brothers who literally learned entrepreneurship, business, who've literally, you're in a situation where you have to grow up fast. You probably grow up faster than me. When you're out there and you're learning, and you're learning to build certain things. So you see us at a younger age because you started early. Weren't someone that's just 50 years old and just figure it out and things like that. You literally, so you're able to get into entrepreneurship early and things like that. And some people don't understand the model of the investments and the entrepreneurship and the role that and how it works. They literally feel like it's a situation where they can just breach contracts and all kind of things. So the only thing I've ever seen anybody that's come at us with is something about investments. You and I are investors. But it's like, literally they don't understand what the whole aspect of investment is, and think that you're literally supposed to put yourself in a situation where you dedicate your whole time, your whole energy, and you're handing things to people, and everything is supposed to be perfect, and they're just looking at you, wanting you to just be a magician and things like that, and then all the accountability is on you, and they're just and it doesn't work that way. And some people, their biggest mistakes is not being clear on what they're agreeing to, because what you're agreeing to is a lifetime investment of where you're working with someone where, you're in Africa, and it's like a situation where you're pulling magic, basically. You're making things happen. And, their investment in the money is what you're putting to work. And if they want more of it, then they need to make it to Africa and enjoy it. You're talking about land, homes, property, and things like that. If you really care about your investments and things like that, instead of just want to sit and judge me, why don't you join forces with me and help build it? Do people offer those solutions? Or they just want you to do everything and pull a rabbit out your hat?
And I hate to go here, but I'm gonna just tell y'all, like,
this one.
No, the other one, right there, Martrell. Like, people from UK, and Juliet did a video about people from the US. She was going.
Oh, for real?
People, yeah, Nigel P put it on his channel. But in any case, we're all different. So that's how they divided us through our differences. So we will always find differences. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But what the common denominator is that we are all messed up, and we don't know how to be brothers to each other. We don't know how to be sisters for the most part. But there are brothers and sisters from Canada. There are brothers and sisters from Caribbean. There's brothers and sisters from the UK, who are really good people, who have families and have good intentions. And I think that's the majority of us. We only see in a few dominant personalities.
Yeah, we have to find the best of our people. And the people that I mentioned, unfortunately, they're from that, they're from that connection. I mean, we talking about, people funny accents and things like that, and people who just feel like they basically the black version of their white oppressor.
Yeah.
So they should run things, and that's what Garvey Town, Kwaku the fake prophet, and Garadina the confused old man, was literally pushing. And it's like, I'm a young, vibrant person with modern day technology. Stay out my way. I tell people that all the time when I'm running business. It's like, if you agree to what we agree on, let me do what you're paying us or investing us to do. Don't get in the way and destroying your own investment. Who does that?
Listen, the work that we do, I just posted some pictures. A lot of people didn't get to see the properties that we had in place back then, because the negative was so overwhelming. I wasn't trying to sit there because so much money, a multi-million-dollar business, just came to an abrupt halt and stop. So I wasn't trying to get up there. And then you had so many YouTubers that should trying to jump in and get on the frenzy. That
they're trying to make some survival dollars. They're trying to make some YouTube money,
and they was being pushed to do it.
So what is there, puppet master or something?
Yeah, so it was everybody know it was the beef between me and Art Cathy and Blacksit.
So the Brit is a puppet master. They're controlling the strings of people.
How could somebody that come over there for 1 week do something like that? They were only there 7 days before, 7 or 8 days before they went on.
Maybe they had it planned out.
No,
maybe it's just wickedness in them.
We can instantly. Well, the people that started it had it planned out. They were going to look for a way to infiltrate, and it took some Black American sisters for the people from the UK to exploit them. And I'm not talking about all the people from UK.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
There's some good people there. But people from UK, my people that's in the Gambia, we need to come together and do and put something together where we can address these issues and make sure that our role is not compromised anymore and destroyed, and people are not hurt. There's a lot of pettiness going on in Gambia. A lot of hating. A lot of mismanagement, bad business being done. I'm not even gonna say a scam is just bad business, mismanaging. It get to a point of a scam because a scam is when you promising somebody one thing and it's not. Okay, but okay, I'm sorry, Shakita, but we're just sharing idea and talking, but to say that I'm hurt. You understand what I'm saying? Other people were hurt. I'm not hurt. I got a good situation. I don't think you can find many people with a situation like mine, right?
No, brother, you're a unique person, man, and you've survived and you've made things
Trust
work.
me, nobody gonna make me lose sleep. I get good sleep every night. Wake up happy, go sleep again. But I think because this thing that we're doing this movement is the greatest movement of our time. You understand what I'm saying? People looking for the world to change, and we don't realize we're a part of that world change as being black men and women here in this country. You understand? That's why the pain and the suffering is so tremendous and so inhumane for us. And those who have religious and biblical foundations know that, God's people have always been through some very challenging times and situations. But the promise was always made, and they always came out. And then you would notice that when they came out, they would also show a high level of contempt and not appreciating what's been given to them. The stiff-necked house of Israel.
There you go, family. Bomani and Kwesi board live on Revolutionary Camp, family.
Bomani, I'm gonna clap this brother right here.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Giving it to them real. We've dropped some incredible knowledge on as far as people processing thoughts and slowing their mind down on literally just getting themselves organized to live and doing business in Africa. And so, family, reach out to us. We're online, and connect with us, family. Facebook, YouTube, wherever, email, website, link us. We're not hard to find, and get ready to connect with us.
Let's see what this brother said right here. That's important because we want the people that have been following the situation. Had Kwesi treated Juliet the way he was put on blast, he would have not lasted 1 week working under Black Sit. Okay. Right. Yeah. Like I said, when I parted from Black Sit, it wasn't because of anything that I did.
Right.
I actually told them that I was going to step off and do something else. We got into a couple heated confrontations about who I can work with or how I should move. So it was I didn't have any problem staying there under the right conditions. But when that fraction came, it did cause a lot of problems. But if I did anything, if I what I seen early on, you know what I mean. If I would have, like I said, when I walked away from the situation, I was like, whatever's going on over there, I'm not gonna go and say anything about to anybody. But eventually it came out. But I told her husband, I said, hey, bro, we can't do things like this. They have to be done a certain way. We need to put a proper business team in place to handle it. Juliet can still be out there and do what she do best. You know what I mean? But as far as this business concerned, she shouldn't be doing the business. How are you gonna be the YouTube personality doing the business too? That's that doesn't work.
Maybe she's trying to sell a personality. But that's the confusion that we have.
Personality.
That's the confusion that we have.
Don't want nobody to be
we have people with funny accents deceiving people with their psychological way of explaining certain things, and that's what the Nigopian Garvey Town use. These are consistent mindset and personalities, and it doesn't have to be that way. But when people want to play hardball, we're gonna play hardball. You know what I mean? We're gonna stand strong because we're coming from an energy that's going to benefit the movement. What are all of these people going to really do for the movement? The person that you're talking about is like, it's obviously a level of this unorganization, and that's why you're always brought in to certain things as a professional, because some people just do not know anything about running a business.
Yeah.
Some people think that's because they're a YouTube personality that they can manage and run a real estate operation. And like I'm telling people, I'm not on here. We're not on here being YouTubers and things like that, or using this as platforms to make a living. I'm on here to literally share with our brothers and sisters. Anything that says it's 1 billion plus viewers, I'm on. I'm like, I'm gonna find some black people that's gonna feel what we're doing. And that's how we've been able to build our tours and our investment group, just reaching out to people and things like that. And we're telling people that literally they got to keep their eyes out for these people that literally just want to just manipulate us as a people. And
you see this right here, and when I read that, put somebody on blast, right? The crazy thing is, it's one thing when you put somebody on blast for doing wrong. Then it's another thing when you go out there and blasphemy. You feel what I'm saying? It's like you see us moving like this, and what they went out, it was a campaign of slander. You understand what I'm saying? It was a campaign organized by the Blacks at Camp against Art Kathy Hills in Invest Relocate Africa. And they, in my face, before, while those young ladies were with me, Juliet told them, hey, listen, put a bug in their ear. Yo, if you have a problem, come on, man.
That's some snake stuff, man.
We from that's shiesty to do that. I'm from the tri-state Northeast. That's why I started. She tells them, hey, if you need me for anything, let me know. You know what I mean? Didn't say nothing to me when I walked in, but when I walked out and came back in, I seen her doing that because she wanted to get people, and that's what y'all saw. And it ain't gonna be no communities there if it's a continuation of that. The only community is gonna be there. Like, I have children there. I'm there. If I die today, you understand what I'm saying? I'm there. I'm a part of the culture. I'm a part of that's the real repat community, or the black disease that's going over there. Not us. We washed up and full of baggage, apparently. You understand what I'm saying? Those are the real repats.
Yes, absolutely, family. Appreciate your love, family, and energy. We're have literally an exclusive, weekend with brother Kwesi Board. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, we had a ball
literally
here, man.
A legend in building a connection to the Gambia. Mm-hmm. Because before you got there, how many people really was there from the repat energy? Like, all the names you see on YouTube now are basically new people that have came in since you've been there. Right. And you have set a kind of a tone. And the same thing I feel like a lot of people what we've done in Ghana. We have built a foundation,
yes.
And things like that. We consider ourselves pioneers to the movement, and we want people to show much love and things like that, and defend us against the haters and things like that. Now, show us you love us by defending us against the haters, because what we see is a lot of love for the haters and things like that. That's because
haters get overwhelmed.
People look at us and they're like, "Oh man, these guys are rough guys." Yeah, we're rough. We're guys on the streets. We're rough. Businessmen. But you know what I'm saying. But we also, what we are is strong men. That's about manhood, fatherhood, nationhood, black power, and all those wonderful things, and handling our business and being accountable. You know what I'm saying? You won't see us running around with no white women or see us doing all this other stuff. You will see us taking care of our people and building a connection.
You won't see us leading you into impulse buying. See, we gotta, it's admirable and it's nice that we want our own land and we can do that. But, for me to do that and profit off you, I wouldn't even sell you land. Like, it's hard for me we got a land development deal in place because I want to see that happen. I want to see everybody go the right way. I know everybody don't want to do that, but I would rather turn that down and just focus on the ones that want to do it the way I want to do it. I'd rather turn that down and focus on the ones that wanted to do it the right way, because being in the general population is not going to be good for you, because the people that are coming over are, they don't have the good intentions for the continent. They're going over there to be capitalists, and they're willing to do whatever they need to do it. And then the next man that's coming over there doing the same thing, they're welcoming them with open arms.
There you go, man. And some of these folks who are repatriating, remember, we built an energy and helped a lot of you. So the ones who have stabbed us in the back, it's what it is, and things like that. But for the people who don't know what is going on and things like that, be realistic and understand this. People who we have helped and you building business with turn against you. And that's literally what it is. Do you have to do anything wrong? Absolutely not. What you're doing is running a business. And that's the issue. And you're being a man and you're running it strong and things like that. So I have a lot of ignorant people out there that don't understand what we're doing, because people have made it seem like, we're doing criminal activities out there. Right. But I'm telling any of you people out there, literally, let me see what you can do to help a group of your own brothers and sisters do certain things. You know what I'm saying? Let me see, even when people see my group of tours and they see 30 or 40 of us, let me see you try to organize 1 or 2 people to come to Africa on a tour. Let me see even try to get people accommodations and set people up and get things in place. And so anyone who follows, like I said, the unapologetic Negropean and all the people that have put out lies, you're not an intelligent person. Because if you're an intelligent person, you'll do the research. This person, the unapologetic Negropean, he's nothing he can offer to any black person. What he's offering is a bootleg business called oversight. In order to run the kind of business that we do, you have to have connections in the country. That's what we both have. Connections across Africa, experience, being able to do technical and business work. That's our background.
Plane, right? He's still working with that.
it's issues that he's not going to be accepted because what I'm saying, because he won't. Because if you're a man, show your family, and things like that. Instead, he hides them.
Yeah.
Because but he wants to be okay with criticizing people, and then destroying people's lives and things like that. But it's not. And things like that. So. One person said they'll be disgusted if something don't happen to me in Ghana. I'm telling that person she shouldn't be disgusted. She should feel stupid. And I end up blocking her because she's an idiot. Maybe she's a troll.
Yeah.
Because the thing of it is, you don't know what's going on, and you believe the worst person. You believe some big black male that acts like more of a female and gossip and claims he's from Jamaica and things like that, and you believe him because he has this little bootleg foreign accent and things like that. Well, like one person called me literally and talk about it's so believable. I end up telling that person about himself, and I've told people that if you call me with this mess, I'm blocking you. I'm not going to talk to you because that proves to me that you're not intelligent. You're gonna undermine 18 years of my connection of building a foundation of modern day repatriation in Africa.
Yes.
Because somebody says some things, and I'm telling you, we have our own sites, we have our own people on the ground in the country, real estate office, we have legal paperwork and things like that. And someone will bypass that. So either they're a troll or they're unintelligent. So we tell intelligent people that this is expected. If I was a person that wasn't doing anything, and I've survived the odds of failing in Ghana. We have so many people that have done land deals and have failed. People who have big visions. Those bootleg people, Garvey Town, you had Fiancra, you have a few other people doing it now, and they'll tell you the nightmare, and things like that. People like myself make that look easy based on the fact that we know what we're doing. There's no way you can fake it. You know what I'm saying? It's not one of those situations. It's easier to be a hater and run your mouth and be a spectator than it is out there to be a player out there. You know what I'm saying? And making moves and things like that. And that's what we're doing. So I want to put that in perspective, family, as we talk about these, these people, with their funny accents, and these other people who literally just feel like they can just literally undermine the energy of men trying to build something and building manhood, and things like that. Because one of the key things you mentioned is that, the guy is a simp. You know what I'm saying? He's a simp. And people okay with this, seeing the wife just push this man around and things like that.
Yeah.
So, I'm not, like I mentioned, I'm not going to call these folks' names. I call the names I usually call and things like that. And I'm proud to call their names. And that's the Unapologetic Negropean and Garvey Town. Two sets of black people. Some of them supposed to be connected to Jamaica. And these are the sellout Jamaicans or lineage of people from Jamaica that are right there. And I'm not mentioning all the people in UK. We've mentioned specific names, and those are the people we're talking about, nobody else. And those people are doing the same thing as their ancestors did to Marcus Garvey.
Right.
They're literally like these fake ass, so hypocritical, these fake ass Jamaicans.
We gotta have to do a lot.
Back in Marcus Garvey time, did more to destroy Marcus Garvey than anything else. And then the survivors of that movement, like people like myself, we've been passed along that energy. And then now that other generation is back up. And those people represent people like Garvey Town, Negropean, people who just literally are there to cause chaos. They have no focus on nation building. And I ask people this. Ask one of those people to help you do some things in business or make a move in Africa and do certain things. They can't help you do that. So what are they doing it for? Why would they do these things? Why would they try to put out embarrassment and destroy people? And as you can clearly see, whatever they tried didn't work, and it's never going to work because we're smart business people.
We can help you. We don't need help.
We're making money from business that we built, and you have to give brothers and sisters credit for building, not only building business in America, that the ones who are built, but if you can do that and take it to a level of international, that's even another difficult level. Because I want to say, I heard the numbers is like 7% of actually black ownership of business in America. I don't understand these numbers, I'm being honest, but it's like if that's 7% and things that, think about the difficulty of getting up in the numbers of being able to successfully do things internationally. When we see people on YouTube talking about what they're doing in Africa, you don't see much people showing their level of what they've been able to build. If they did, it's an individual success. You don't see much of them showing a group success or built and we build an investment team to where we build all these homes and we're doing cooperative economics and we're investing in 100% black owned business. And these are the things that are tricky, but these are the things that we're connected into a world and we can make the difference. So I'm reaching out to all of the real brothers and sisters out there who are about Black Power Nation building, who want to connect with us. Reach out to us and understand that the people that we're talking about, the people that are in this world together, it's what it is. I didn't bring these, I didn't make these people come into my life. I just have to defend myself. I don't go out there and trouble people or cause problem with people. I'm too busy working. Me and my brother be here doing certain things, and we both be multitasking and talking and doing certain things because we have important business to deal with and things like that. And those are the people that are serious about their business and life and things like that. And we're practically showing you what we're building. And now my brother has been motivated. He's going to be doing more documentation. So you're going to be looking forward to seeing him showing you more documentation in the Gambia as far as his success in business. Like, we're going to show people more of how we live.
Check out Go Hard Gambia.
There you go, brother. Yeah, absolutely.
You guys will get a little taste. Strength and peace. So we're gonna close this one out. I think we are almost done here. Or?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. We have a nice message right there from a nice person.
Thank you, Vanetta Fitzpatrick. Now, like our sister's been through a lot, man. I was speaking with a sister.
Yeah, much love to our sisters. Keep it strong.
I was speaking with a sister, and she's been through a lot, man. A lot of us been through earlyhood trauma and things like that, and only we need that balance back, and it's because sisters, because the dad wasn't there. You understand what I'm saying? We had to go through things and experience things that if the dad wasn't there, wouldn't took place. So we don't want to destroy that. But we have to know how to be loved and recover what was lost, and that only takes us. We have to go back into our ancient African, way and natural way of doing things, and reestablish families and things like that. And if we're at a point in our life where, okay, many of us just want to find somebody, like the sisters come over there and they get the Gambian brothers, and there's difference in that's cool. I don't really see nothing as long as it's not a kid. You understand what I'm saying?
As long as the adults, right?
My some of my wives, we have age different, and like I said, it's who you want to be with. As long as they're adults and things like that, that's one thing. You talking about people 25 and 30 years old, you know what I mean, and making and 30, 40 years old and 50 years old making sexual decisions. That's cool, but we're not talking about kids. But if you see somebody that have multiple wives, if you want to live like that in monogamy and have a boyfriend or a guy that you have over there, and that works for you, you might have a little bit of money coming in from the States. That's nothing. That's we used to say, hey, she got a little young boy or something like that. You know what I mean? It works. Shit work for him. His pockets ain't that his situation ain't that good, and he can work together and he can run around and do that dynamic. But you can't force that on nobody else. You can't say, oh, since you over here being a man, you got wives and stuff, he's doing something wrong. But however, what we've seen is a very high level of wickedness from one person, really, that, most people, when they get around them, they just get turned off. And we have people promoting and so you just have to watch out, and you just have to surround yourself with good people. And there's a lot of people that's coming over that screwed up people. They're screwed up, and there have to be some type of mental health counseling, evaluation, or screening that take place in these communities. And you don't want to be out there, and it's just like living in these cities. We are a part of that ecosystem, that mental disorder, that corruption, and those lies and deceit. When we're when that comes over to Gambia, they're already the officials and the authorities. They're already seeing that we're causing problems in the country. Period. And then when you have a so-called Pan-Africanist that is responsible for that, then we're looking at something more sinister.
So-called, yeah, absolutely. Those people,
it's sinister, yeah.
Serious business. So, family, appreciate everybody joining us as our brother Kwesi Boyd literally just share and let things out as we both share and explain to you about these snakes in the grass, these wolves in sheep clothing, and these treacherous, dangerous people. Family, just being honest with you, these are dangerous people that we're talking about.
Yes, they are.
And I mean, I'm just looking directly at everybody and explain the people that we called in their physical names. Very dangerous black people that literally just are not about building anything with us, and literally want to manipulate the situation And if you don't believe me, that's fine. Do your research about all of them that was named in these videos that we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? My brother spoke his truth, and I spoke my truth, and things like that. You know, we have people that we spoke about in common and people that we spoke about separate. And it is what it is. And we're not scared of none of them and things like that. And we're letting people know that, you know, these people are not going to destroy this movement like their ancestors did when they destroyed Marcus Garvey and other great people who were for Black people. You know, and that's, you know, because you even hear Negropean, like anybody who considers themselves Jamaican, if you hear a Negropean speak about Garvey, they should automatically go beat his ass. You know what I'm saying? You know, smack him up and just rough him up. You know, whether they could be somewhere in, you know what I mean, somewhere in the middle of Europe or whatever. You know what I mean? This male, whatever he is very disrespectful. And then you know, and things like that. And then you have these people coming up, creating a name called Garvey Town, disrespecting the ancestors Marcus Garvey by showing that they're completely just fools and unorganized. And people like myself, I put them out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of the people that call people out. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you're gonna come try to step up on the stage, you know what I'm saying? You know, with people like myself, or we're trying to build a serious repatriation movement. We're trying to make sure that nobody destroys this movement. You know, it's not like we turn around and the white folks are just out there just doing all kind of stuff. It's our own people, man. Our own people that have been empowered by this wicked system that have, you know, and they continue.
The YouTubers gonna sell y'all out, and I trust me, I hear and I see everything. They're around for self-glory. You know what I mean? The majority of them, it's very few of them like Watermeyer. Very few of them. The rest of them, the power it gets you, the attention, the subscribers, the viewers, that stuff will get you. And then when you already don't understand business, you don't know how, because we need to take this money and put it into a whole different system.
Right.
And that might mean that you can't be a millionaire. You understand what I'm saying? Most people have that concept. You know, if I can live the life of a millionaire, and my brother can as well, I'll opt out for that as opposed to me having $1 million doing it by myself. If everything is brought to, okay, you got your car, you got your food, you got your house, anywhere you go, you got an expense account. You know what I mean? You know, so we can have systems where we have value systems. When you go in, okay, that's Mr. Kwesi, boom, he has, he owes this much value towards the system. And that's offset by other transactions and things like that. But that's like a community of where we're going in, and you don't have to pay for nothing. You understand what I'm saying? You get a house bill, okay. Now, you bring value into the community. Kwesi did 10 websites, and now he put $15,000 of value. Now, everybody that was built a website for, they owe it back into the system. So they have to provide that value in the system in some type of product or service that wean us off the money that got us, that got us in this power, this stranglehold. It's our value that we put on the money that they control. But if we can train those products and services and produce everything that we need, we become our own economic community.
That's it, family. Economic community and economic nation building and all those things, family. It's all about just putting the things that we need to put together. So we've been able to just share good information with you to let you know who is down with who and who is not down with us. And who is just there to just do what they need to do to take advantage of us. Yep. So, and if the smoke is not clear and you don't feel like it's clear, when the smoke clears, then you're gonna see who's who and who's doing what for our people and who is just still trying to find different ways to just get views and things like that. Like that coward, the unapologetic nigga peon, he's running. Maybe something happened to him. Maybe somebody whipped his ass and leave him in an alley somewhere, and that's why he hasn't been making any videos. But that coward won't address anything.
One soon.
Yeah, I think he's trying to find people to feed him some more new lies. And I tell people
he abandoned the community to go into more mainstream gossip. That's how much love he had for you all.
Man, he's talking about his light and his white skinned Africans and European men are winning all kind of stuff now. Yeah. Man. That's straight pathetic. But the thing about these cowards and these we call them all kind of names. But the thing about these people is that they don't last long. No. If you are a real true warrior and trying to do anything, you show longevity. You know what I'm saying? When we think about greatness in general, greatness is based on time, the test of time.
This
that's
man,
what
this man right here, he opened up his house to me, man. I've been making coffee here, eating. I've been having salads, using this man bathroom, man. And I thank you for allowing me to come
brother.
in, and that's why I came back, because you know I have major contact. I have so many people that's ready to come, but it's unfortunate I have to tell them this story. Powerful people, man. I got to tell them the embarrassing story about what took place, and then they know me. They're like, you know, Kwesi, you a beast. You know, what's going on over there? I'm like, yo, listen, there's people over there that you know actually hating, you know, and these dudes coming home, they serious people. You know what I mean? And you know, and we don't want to have to.
Yeah, man.
But you know what? We have to though. We have to be like, hey, we have to build our own community. This is only a sign that most people are coming over here,
and that's what we have to be completely
power,
independent and sustainable.
You know what I mean? So in our communities, we're gonna have a large population of people that are from the community as well. We have to empower the community. You know, if you can't get married, let's do that. That's why strategically it'll be good if you know you can bring another wife into your situation. You understand what I'm saying? You know, it's something to be talked about.
Balance.
And, you know, and you know, I think a lot of women think that you know sharing somebody is you know health ideas. You know what I mean about you sharing, but it's worse the other way. It's more disease.
I love it, man. It's worse the other way. Tell him, brother. Tell him.
It's worse the other way. More diseases are passed. You understand what I'm saying? More diseases are passed that way. And, you know, you don't have, you know, the whole sex thing. We just need to, you know, look at what the family dynamic will produce. If you're someone that wants to have, you know, you don't have to do that though. Like I said, you don't have to do it. But in any case, you know, strategically, in some family structures and those who are coming towards, you know, Rise Family, big up. They've been doing a lot of things in the area to wake our sisters up, to let them know that if a brother have another wife or desires to take another wife, it's not because it's anything that you lack or don't have. You understand what I'm saying? I like to explain it to people like this. Imagine if there's a war, okay, and people are dying. And you know, laid out on the road, any on the roads, and any type of atrocity that you can think that's taking place in the war is happening. You know, rape, people getting killed, you know, burnt to death. So, however, you've been blessed to be with a soldier. You know what I'm saying? And we are making our way out of there. But what God has provided us with enough room to save some people, and there's a sister on the side of the road that need to come, or we need to save. You know what I mean? For a brother, it got to be sisters. You know, I mean, brothers, you got to get your own ass out of there. You understand what I'm saying? And if you come, don't try to come sit, and you got to be protecting the caravan, because we moving through all of this death. You know what I'm saying? So if there's a sister out there that need help, right? And I say, okay, let me get this sister. In war, you got to study the Bible, study the Holy Quran, study your history. And hey, listen, we got to take this sister. If you don't take her, somebody's going to ravage her and kill her. You understand what I'm saying? You know, so the idea of, you know, taking more than one is for a humanitarian, you know, ecosystem where we can be all humane and we don't have to resort to these levels of interaction that destroy our morality. You know, these serial monogamous relationships, you know, and things like that only exposes our family and bring down our value system.
Brother, well said. Family, it's been a pleasure. And appreciate everybody joining us literally, and you know, we'd love to talk and say some more, but we have covered a whole lot, and you know, we're gonna share those videos in the parks with you as best as we can. Some came out real good, some probably not so much, but nevertheless, family, we're gonna see you in the motherland. You know what I mean? Kwesi will be back in the Gambia as we get things set up for
Gambia, Ghana, South Africa. We're gonna be around.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, but definitely for the specific journey, and that's March 30th to April 10th there in Senegal and then the Gambia. So that's going to be a beautiful journey right there, family. And we're setting things up to do a lot more networking in the Gambia, as when you and I connect more, we're going to really build our real estate energy. So we're letting people know that we're not here just to talk about the wolves in sheep clothing. We're here to talk about the solution.
Yes.
So that's what we're going to be doing. And we're stepping up much more. And then we have more people that we're going to be connecting and networking. We're going to build literally, family, a Black business international network with us, really just catering to building us as a people and taking ourselves to a level where we can compete with the rest of the world and not just sit there and just be consumers. Let's get it, brother. Let's make it happen.
Brother. Yes, sir.
So family,
Peace.